Honorable Chair and members, I'm Maina Karanja, legal advisor to the PCS.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, my name is Anu Lubendi, advisor to the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable Chair and members, my name is Dan Ameo, legal advisor to the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable Chair, my name is Andasi Hachi, the Deputy Director for Press Service at the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable Chair and honorable Senators, my name is James Juma. I'm the Chief Liaison, Parliamentary Affairs, also of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, my name is Alaj. I am the Parliamentary Liaison Officer in the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, Belinda Otieno, I'm the Assistant Director, Parliamentary Affairs Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable Chair, members, Jeremy Shabati, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, my name is Nick Biketi, Secretary, Parliamentary and Legislative Affairs, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you so much, members. That's it. And sorry, I forgot my secretary, but however, I will proceed still. I'm sorry about that oversight. Prime Secretary, Cabinet Secretary, I want to again welcome you. And I think this committee is the committee responsible for the Senate Standing Committee, responsible for devolution and intergovernmental relations. And therefore, we invited you here today on an interest concerning the new development agreement between the national government and Nairobi City County. It's a very unique county. I think you are the one who was heading the coalition, the working together, the agreement. I think and then this has developed a lot of interest in the public. And we wanted to know much about how agreement has been done, how it will affect the service delivery of Nairobi City City County, and the plans in place for national government to settle the bendy bills. You know, last time we had also the NMS guys who have been taking part of responsibility for the national, for the county, for Nairobi City, and they left a huge bill pending, and those bills have not been cleared. And we have received so many concerns from the contractors and service providers. And actually the committee also wanted to know what is the position of these pending bills and how will it be handled, and how will the new agreement between the two governments will be able to easily execute it without much ado. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, I want to hand over to you, whoever is going to make the presentation on your behalf or whoever, to maybe enlighten us. We know you have another a meeting, but of course we'll take the shortest possible time possible. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman. I will make some opening remarks, and then I will defer to one of my legal people to just explain the legal aspect of it, and then from there we can proceed. However, Mr. Chairman, let me point out that upon receiving your call for us to attend to your committee, I did a formal written response, and we forwarded to your office. It's quite detailed. And therefore, I will not want to read through it because it's a very long document, but I'll just flag some aspects of it in a summary form, and then through the conversation, we can maybe fill the gaps on where this is required. First of all, in terms of the particulars of the agreement, I think we have shared a copy of the agreement with your committee, so that it's with you and the full contents are there. We have inside the agreement, there's also the strategic objective and purpose, which is captured under Clause 2 of the agreement, and that is to establish a framework for cooperation between the national government and the Nairobi City County government to enhance coordinated planning, financing, implementation, etc. So the whole issue is there, but the most the important aspect is the aspect of the capital city. That is the anchor to this cooperation agreement, because under the Intergovernmental Relations Act, county governments and the national government are already cooperating. Even within the framework of revenue sharing, we are already cooperating. So it is not an alien concept, as it were. Now, the difference in this is that this is a cooperation agreement and it is not a transfer of functions. The NMS was a transfer of functions. This one is not a transfer of functions. It is purely around coordination. The other aspect in my document to you, Honorable Chair, is that we identify the responsibilities of the framework of cooperation. We then also work out on the financial management framework, because in this context, the cooperation is through identified ministries that have some very specific functions, and we bring out the framework. In total, the projects that are envisaged and the programs, it would cost, the national government would be supporting to the tune of 80 billion Kenya shillings in all these programs. And one thing that we are also very clear about is that in this cooperation agreement, which runs for 24 months, which is 2 years, there are specific targets where we have a steering committee, which I chair and deputized by the governor of the city of Nairobi County, that is Governor Sakaja. Then we have the implementation committee, which is chaired by the governor himself. So that is the one that will deal with the day-to-day follow-up and implementation of this agreement. I then, on page 7 of the document, we highlight the legal context in which this is framed. And under the Urban Areas and Cities Act, particularly Section 6(5), subsection 5, we bring out the very critical aspect that Nairobi City is the capital city of the country. And within that framework, it requires very well thought out, concerted interventions between the national government and the county government in itself. Now the second question was on the implementation of the agreement, and partly I've already alluded to it, and that is on page 9 of the report, the response I gave to you. How would it affect the various areas that require intervention? And Mr. Chair, you will notice that we have developed concept notes, which we are calling white papers, and we've given a synopsis of each. The first white paper deals with water and sanitation, and that is on page 10 of the response, which again summarizes the key aspect of the water challenge in Nairobi. The white paper number 2 deals with the safe streets. Safe streets focusing on upgrading of roads, bridges, and installation of up to 50,000 street lights within the city. Then we have the white paper number 3, which deals with markets and urban economy. This is how to support the infrastructure for both the informal and also the other operators or players in Nairobi City. Then we have the white paper number 4, which focuses on the legal architecture anchoring the cooperation agreement. And then white paper number 5, which is environment and green development. And this talks to the issues of the Nairobi Rivers regeneration, the waste to energy opportunity, the built environment, which includes affordable housing, and positioning of Nairobi as a city that can benefit from green finance. Then we have the white paper number 6, which talks of flood resilience. Mr. Chairman, we are all living in a very different time, and we are seeing more frequent and devastating flooding of Nairobi City. So we have a white paper number 6, which focuses and addresses this specific area. The details are there, and we are flexible. Actually, we are ready if need be, because it's a very comprehensive subject. We are ready to provide a team or even to share these white papers as they are developed along the way. And then white paper number 7 deals with urban security, and this is the establishment of the Nairobi Metropolitan Service Framework. The Nairobi Metropolitan Police Service proposal establishes a dedicated ward-structured community embedded Metropolitan Police formation within the Nairobi Police Service, National Police Service. Now, you will interrogate this further, but clearly what we are pointing out is that we can have a dedicated police service without having to amend the Act of the National Police Service. Different formations have been made before. Even within the National Police Service today, you can have the anti-stalk unit, and you do not need a new act because the law has already provided for an opportunity for different formations to be there. So we can have the Nairobi Metropolitan, and this, when we talk of Nairobi Metropolitan, we can all see that Nairobi, Machakos, Kiambu, sections of Kajiado, they are basically a metropolis. So this would help in giving more focus to improve on the security within this large metropolis. We also talk of how to strengthen accountability. And we have no intention whatsoever to undermine the principles of devolution. Mr. Chair, I would like, maybe you, I'm sure maybe you know, maybe you don't, but for purposes of being on record, I am the one who submitted the sessional paper on devolution to Parliament. I was the one who led the first 6 pieces of legislation to anchor devolution and to trigger off devolution. I did when I was Minister for Local Government, to make sure that we beat the election and have devolution as part of the electoral process. So in my blood, devolution flows in the veins. So I would be the last person to undermine devolution. Question 3, Chair, because as I said, I'm highlighting, the document is with you. We talk about aspect around the pending bills. And here we talk of the budget, but we are also conscious of the fact, Mr. Chairman, that there is a dedicated committee chaired by the former Auditor General, Ouko, who is working under a separate mandate that is focused around aspects of pending bills within the public entities. So that needs to become limited to the extent that his report will be more detailed and more thorough on how to deal with the issue of pending bills. But we do flag some thoughts in the document that we have given. You know, these lawyers have their own way of saying certain things. Who is going to speak to it?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Dan Ameo. I'm legal advisor to the Prime Cabinet Secretary. If you go to page 7 of the presentation by the Prime Cabinet Secretary, you will see the legal context in which the agreement has been anchored. And the first one is Article 189 of the Constitution, which clearly provides that there is cooperation between the 2 levels of government, including the right to establish joint committees and joint authorities. So there is already a constitutional anchor. The second legal provision is Article, which again establishes the 2 levels of government, though distinct but interdependent, and therefore they should be conducting their relations through consultations and cooperation. This cooperation is in pursuance of that particular provision. And as His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary has correctly highlighted, the Urban Areas and Cities Act, particularly Section 6, subsection 5, provides the legal basis for the structured cooperation in the management and development of Nairobi as a capital city. Mr. Chairman, we also make reference to the Intergovernmental Relations Act, particularly Section 23, which authorizes the establishment of the joint committees to facilitate intergovernmental consultations. It is important, again, to emphasize, as His Excellency has done, that this agreement expressly provides that it does not constitute a transfer of functions and therefore does not fall within the ambit of Article 187 of the Constitution of Kenya. Mr. Chairman, I think those are the key legal texts that this agreement is anchored on. I thank you.
Any other additional things that's might be someone to add? Thank you so much, Prime Cabinet Secretary and his team. I actually think the explanation is very clear. Probably want to ask one or two questions that may be of concern. One is actually the role of the county. These funds come from the National Assembly, sorry, the national government, and it's being used in the city, which comes under National Assembly for purpose of accountability. So the agreement has not given a role to the national, the county assembly of Nairobi to oversight all functions, all functions and all implementation of projects. So we're expecting kind of concerns from the elected members of the county assembly. So I don't know how, in terms of accountability and in terms of implementation, what will be the role of the county assembly? Two, the county government of Nairobi